Good day to everyone, especially to our instructor, Ma'am Lovella Datahan. I am Celeste Bibihana, a second year B.Ed student. So today, I will share my understanding and honest opinion about two key national initiatives, the PACSELCA initiative and the country's rocket launch and space development programs. So now I will discuss their purpose, my stance, their impacts, and recommendations to ensure they truly serve the Filipino people. So the first questions is what is PACSALCA and what are the goals of the Philippines' participations in this initiative? So for me, PACSALCA is an international collaborative initiative focused on peaceful space explorations, responsible use of space resources, and building shared norms for global space activities, rooted in the Latin phrase pax meaning peace, and Celca referencing Celcon, a key material in space technology and digital infrastructure. For the Philippines, our participation aims to achieve four core goals. First, to uphold the principle that outer space is a common domain for all nations, free from conflict or inclusive control. Second, to gain access to shared space data, research, and technical expertise that we cannot yet develop fully on our own. Third, to ensure our country has a voice in crafting international rules that will govern future space activities. And fourth, to foster partnerships that will help us use space technology for urgent domestic needs like disaster risk reductions, agricultural planning, and environmental protection. And second question, what are the objectives of the Philippines rocket launch or space development programs? So for me, our local space programs led by the Philippine Space Agency are guided by the Philippine Space Act of 2019 with these key objectives, like to build independent capacity to develop, launch, and operate our own satellites and space because we no longer rely entirely on foreign nations for critical data. Second, to advance science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEAM, educations and innovations across the country, nurturing local talent, especially in rural areas like Bohol. And three, to use space technology to solve national problems like improving weather forecasting, monitoring typhoons and volcanic eruptions, and managing our marine resources and supporting digital connectivity in remote communities. And fourth, to position the Philippines as a responsible and capable partner in the global space community rather than just a consumer of space technology. So number three question, do you support or oppose these initiatives? Explain your opinion using logical arguments and factual evidence. So yeah, I will support both initiatives because they align with our national interest and uphold responsible progress. Okay, for Taxelica, evidence shows that most developing nations like the Philippines, there are benefits for more from cooperation than from trying to compete alone. Our country is highly vulnerable to natural disasters, and access to shared satellite data through this initiative has already helped improve early warning system for typhoons and floods, saving lives and protecting livelihoods. This aligns with international agreements like Outer Space Treaty, which mandates that space be used for peaceful purposes and for the benefit of all countries. And for our rocket and space programs, PhilSat's own reports show that every peso invested in space research returns to significant value to sectors like agriculture, fisheries, and public safety. For example, data from our Diwata microsatellites helps farmers plan planting and harvesting seasons and guides fishermen to sustainable fishing grounds, directly helping ordinary Filipinos earn more. And as a future educator, I also see how these programs spark curiosity and hope among learners, especially those who have never imagined themselves as scientists or engineers. So these initiatives are not about vanity or competition. They are about empowering our nations to stand on equal footing with others while staying true to ourselves, like our values of peace and cooperation. And the fourth question is what are the possible benefits, challenges, and impacts of these initiatives on the country's economy, environment, science and technology, and society? So for me, both initiatives brings meaningful benefits across key sectors. Economically, they open new industries like satellite, services, and technology research, boost productivity in agriculture and fisheries through precise data, and attract potential investment and can create more jobs for Filipinos. For the environment, they enable better monitoring of climate patterns, water cover, and marine ecosystem to support sustainable resource management and disaster preparedness. In science and technology, they advance local innovation, build homegrown expertise, and strengthen our STEAM educations by giving learners and researchers real-world opportunities to engage with advanced fields. Socially, they foster national pride, improve public safety through faster disaster response, and expand connectivity to remote communities that have long been left behind. However, these opportunities come with notable challenges. The high cost implementations, constrained public funds, there is a shortage of local experts and infrastructure to fully sustain these programs. Launch operations and space activities carry risk of environmental harm and space debris. And there is a danger that benefits will only reach privileged group instead of all Filipinos. Overall, their true impact will depend on how carefully we manage costs, invest in our people, enforce responsible environmental practices, and ensure progress is inclusive, turning these programs into tools that lift up the whole nation rather than just a select few. So the fifth question is, what is recommendations would you give to the Philippine government to ensure these initiatives benefit the Filipino people? So for me, as a future educator and concerned citizen, I propose five key recommendations. So first, prioritize public welfare. So, direct space research and partnerships towards solving urgent problems like disaster, like food security, and bridging the digital divide rather than focusing on prestige or competition. And the second is integrate space educations in schools. So make space science and technology part of basic education curricula, especially in public schools and rural areas like Bohol, to nurture local talent and give all learners equal opportunities. And three, ensure transparency and accountability. So, publish regular updates on program, cost, milestones, and outcomes so the public knows exactly how public funds are being used. And the fourth is strengthen local collaboration. So, partner more with local universities, researchers, and communities to ensure initiatives match our actual needs and build home ground expertise. And fifth, uphold responsible practices. So follow international rules on peaceful space use and environmental protections and establish clear guidelines to prevent space debris and ensure our activities do not harm other nations or future generations. And that's all. Thank you.